Tell me if that is better. Yeah, leg 8 I think is what I'm going to go into. I have to see which ones Awa gave me, and we will get going with that. Yeah, I think we're going to go into leg 8. Alright, so people saying it's better, and they can hear me. So leg 8 is what we're going to do next. ISL, it's all under leg 3, but it's actually leg 8. Looks like round of 32 is all walkovers, so we're going to go directly into the final bracket qualifier between JX and the Shad, which is going to be on, glad to hear it is better, that is excellent, going on to a game on Jade. And I will change the names once I see how they like to spell them. Got GEUXX and the Shad. Alright, so as the blue Zerg we have the Shad, and in the bottom as the red Protoss we have JX, so we're going to have some more PvZ action. So for those of you that don't know, this is... I'm going to assume if Games was there, he was a no-show, because I don't have anything from round of 32. So yeah. Alright. We see drones being hatched. Probe gonna go ahead and go on out and make a pylon. Pylon? Yes. Yes. There we go. Pylon. I have no idea who the Shad is. I don't know if he's good, bad. In fact, I don't know either of these players. I don't recall hearing either of their names. I don't know if they're C rank or A rank or B rank or what. Okay, if he was ex-TOT though, then that would mean at least when he was in form he would have been pretty good. TOT was a pretty darn strong clan. And I don't know anything about JX. Or Jux, I don't know how he wants it said. Alright, so the pool is down. This is an overpool here. Probe doing a little harass for the Shad. Alright, he was A- in TSL2. So he was anywhere between really good and pretty good, depending on the degree to which he farmed like foreigners and dodged Koreans. But solid either way. So we do see a spawning pool. At any moment we should see the hatchery, but the probe wants to be obnoxious as possible. Doing a good job of that, just running in circles here, denying the Shad's hatchery. Oh, and goes through the pylon obnoxiousness. So will he send a drone to another location though to take a third base? Nope, just going to place an off-center hatchery. Content with that for now. Getting his photon cannon. Yeah, I don't know who JX is. I have no idea. Jux, JX, I don't know. Not sure you need to make 2 cannons. First against an overpool. Although he's making a lot of lings, but still. That was overpool. Lings need to get together, and we'll see. He should definitely cancel a cannon now, since these lings are taking the time to... I don't know. Why? You didn't need to make those 2 cannons, man. Alright, here we go, here we go. Second hatchery. JX with nice pro control, but I don't know why he opted for those 2 cannons. No ling speed, so we got 3 hatches already, no gas. So we'll see, will we place a 4th hatch, or what's the plan? I mean, the fact that they're all kind of at the same base makes me think not. But, yeah, that's what I was asking too, Lumiere. Like, I was wondering if he was just nobody good, but, I don't know, he's controlling his probe well, so... And he hasn't banked, you know, 2 million minerals while doing it. Getting a gateway, has it blocked off. Has it blocked off. Yeah, 8 lings are greater than a cannon, but the thing is you can go Nexus Gate and then get your second cannon. It's still done by the time the lings get there. I mean, obviously, I understand why he wouldn't, you know, stay 1 cannon, but why not go cannon, Nexus Gate cannon? instead. Really good job with the probe, though. Keeping it alive well, especially against this number of lings. Because the Shad just wants to get rid of it, but can't seem to get rid of that pesky little Protoss probe. Oh man, 8 lings running around. It's going to be a 3-hatch play. Maybe 3-hatch Muta? I don't know. No gas here yet, but usually you wouldn't get that anyway until after you start your lair. Wait, there's 4 hatches? Am I imagining things? Or is he going to take a 4th hatch? I don't know. Whoa, wait. Never mind, he still got 8 lings. Alright, lair started, so... Yeah, he's got gas, so... See, he should take... If he's going to go Muta, he'll take this natural gas pretty soon. I like this positioning of the lings. It's far enough out that it'll deny the probe the chance to see gas. He could also 3-hatch Hydra, but I don't really know what the build is right now from either player. What do we see warping in here? A Citadel, a Stargate. Okay, Citadel was after Stargate. Okay, Buckaroo. Gas here? No gas. Oh, there it is. Well, he's... Okay. I don't know if this means Lurker, or if this means droning. Droning hard, in fact. No, he's actually starting to make some Hydras, too. But adding a few more drones, we'll see if he gets Lurker. If he's going... Yeah, okay, so he's going to go 3-hatch Lurker opening. And there is the 4th hatchery. This probe, oh man. Juke's doing a nice job keeping it alive, although mostly has not recently had a look in either the main or the natural, however, though. Corsair beginning to harass the Overlord. There is no Spire. So Corsairs could be a little annoying. Is he continuing with him? Production, yes, but no +1 weapon started, or at least not yet. See, weapon upgrade on the way. No speed. I guess you could start it. You can start it about, I think, 50% weapons. You can start speed. You start the Citadel at like 20% weapons, and then start speed at about 50% weapons. Suppose I could do it that way. And we see the Corsair scouting. Yeah, the clock displays the same as the replay clock. Alright, so here we go. I need to be careful with this Corsair. This Corsair does get an Overlord kill here, though. Is there any DT out? No, there's no DT, so it's not a huge issue. It's just an Overlord kill, which is never a bad thing early on in the game. See that the Carapace is on the way. Or Evo Chamber, rather. And both players, we can see right now, don't really like to play with a whole lot of spam. APM not too high. DT is out for Jux. And Corsair's here. Now he needs to be worried, a little more worried about him, because if they're able to make an opening for that DT, especially here, although this is going to be a sunken, but he's got this for spores. If Jux gets a DT up, okay, never mind. He's got Overlord speed, so now the threat from DT is definitely lowered. As with Overlord speed, Overlords can get to and from there where they need to be pretty quickly. Should start his lurkers fairly soon, as they are done. Well, I have not yet seen any eggs morphing. Here comes the DT. Just poking around. Wisely not going to go up here, run into any random Hydras. Can start a little supply cap, though. Might be why he's waiting in part. We see back in the base of Protoss. We got 5 gateways, make that 6 gateways. Okay, there's the few lurkers burrowed here now at the entrance. He's going to go ahead and kill off this gateway. He should be able to get one Dragoon out in time. He's already switching to making a few Dragoons, so he has a way to deal with these early lurkers. And he has his Robo, his Observatory. Wisely not getting any upgrades. Although he actually could have gone for upgrades and been able to clean out those lurkers fast enough. More Hydras on the way for the Shad, who really has not made a whole lot of lurkers, just really made those 2 right at the front door there. Try to kill out the Fords. Yeah, so far, Joke seems a mystery. Whoa, I hear a DT. Okay, DT cleaning up the lurkers. Why can't you see the 100? Does it just like blend in or something? Because it's definitely clear on my screen. Alright, so here we go. A fairly scary army from Protoss moving up. Quite heavy on the Dragoons, though. And he's getting out more and more Hydras. Does he have Templar in it? No, the only thing that is not going for him is there's no Storms here with this army. So we'll see. Attacking up the high ground, I don't think this is going to work. There's too many Hydra there to really, against those Dragoons, to really have that be effective. Just not going to work out. But enough to put on a low pressure. We see actually another base being taken for Zerg. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think I can move that. Alright, so Protoss is moving around. Is Protoss gonna go ahead and just set up a... Yeah, he is working on just setting up a third base of his own. Which is good because Zerg is taking his fourth. He is getting, actually, Ling attack upgrade. Does he have an... Okay, he does have an Evo Chamber in the main. Carapace pretty close to being done. A little engagement going on right here. Needs to be careful with these lurkers, though. Although, Jukes could really do with some storms. Although he's got a huge Dragoon mass right here. Doesn't want to lose this Obs, though. Obs might get sniped. Although there's no more reinforcing lurkers coming up. He just lost all his Hydras. The Shad just lost all his Hydras. That is not ideal, as there is a lot of Protoss still around. How many gateways does he have? A 4, 6, he's off 7 gateways right now. You see Lings being run in to try and deal with the goons, but he does have a few Zealots there. What is he reinforcing with at the moment? Just Zealot Templar. So here we go. It looks like Jux is going to move around to the other side, as well as the Zerg. But the Shad is quite behind on supply, and he does have a Templar now with his army. Jux does, once the reinforcements do get up there anyway. And he's got 1 Storm. Let's go ahead and put pressure. This is not really the spot where a Zerg wants to engage. It's pretty tight choke. Do a lot of damage there. And I have to say, so far, Jux's play looks pretty solid. You know, he's done a good job with the probe. He's got what seems to be a decent build. And he seems to be controlling his army fairly well, so he doesn't look too bad by any means. And he's almost got his third base set up, adding cannons to it there. Continuing to produce Obs, still working off those 7 gateways. Yes, indeed. Alright, so here we go. And also doing a nice job keeping the Dragoons in front, even although there's really no lurker, so at this point it's not as important. More cannons being added over at this third base. Nice position the cannons there as they cover the ramp, making it really obnoxious to try to get up that ramp and do any harass. Scan, but that'd be some low APM from Scan. I think Scan's a little faster than 200. Although maybe Scan's gotten better at smurfing and has learned to use different hotkeys, as well as play a little bit slower, so as not to appear overly suspicious. And now we see this army a little more formidable now, as it has Templars in it, all with, well, one about to have a storm, and others that don't quite have a storm yet. Alright, so here we go. He needs to throw down some storm. Pretty good storm there on the path of the retreating Hydras. And that is a lot of Zealots cleaning through these Hydras really easily. Could do with getting the Dragoons up the ramp a little more, but Zerg being forced into full retreat, as that army from Protoss is just really scary at this point in time for Zerg. Scouting around with actually Ob scouting. I don't know if he's actually come across this base yet. And here come the Zealots. A few lurkers being burrowed, so that's good there from Zerg. Should go ahead and reposition them, spread them out, get them burrowed back on the high ground. As 1 Storm kills all of those lurkers. There we go. Trying to space them now, realizing the danger of Storm. And there goes big Storms going down, killing those lurkers off. No problem. And now Zealots streaming in as there's only 1 lurker left for the Shad, who is in big trouble as there's a huge ball of Protoss death. No lurkers left, although a lot more reinforcing Hydra showing up, but still so many Zealots in the crowd. Hydra's deal with high ground. Could definitely do with sending in those Zealots. I'm kind of surprised that Jux isn't pressing the issue, but still in good position. Has 3 bases up, has a much more significant army. And it looks like he realizes, okay, I've got this army, I'm just going to go kill this base, I'm not going to let you have this. These Hydras need to run away. They are going to get intercepted, needs to run them away! Or at least snipe a Templar. Okay, runaway works. So he's running away, realizing this base is just going to have to die. nowhere really to run these drones to. So now it is an unfortunate situation from Shad. We'll see how the counterattack goes, but right now it is 3-base Zerg versus 3-base Protoss, which is never fun for Zerg. Nice job there, leaving just a few zealots behind to finish the hatchery, and we're going to have a massive counterattack on the Protoss third. A whole bunch of leading with the Lings, not exactly the best, but, you know, whatever. We'll see what we can do. Needs to throw down a Storm! Storm! Oh, it doesn't have a Storm, not good. But, wait, the Lurkers! The Lurkers! Pretty sloppy there from the Shad, who's just, like, had his Lurkers herp derping. Needs to spread those Lurkers out, and Jux needs to not lead with Zealots. Whoa, Jux running through a Lurker field randomly with all his goons, or a portion of his goons anyway. Not exactly the most solid play there. That was really kind of sloppy from both players, to be honest. Needs to be careful with these Zealots here. Jux going to lose a few Zealots here if they don't get out of the middle of the map. Needs to run them away. Alright, Lurkers are burrowing for the Shad. This is really kind of interesting play. Most of the time you don't use Lurkers very offensively because of the clumping nature, and then all your beautiful Lurkers get stormed to death. But the Shad opting to be fairly aggressive, switching into a lot more Lings now. And actually we see, holy moly, cannons. Protoss has taking a fourth, and cannons are warping in right now, so that fourth is going to be secure. So this is looking really grim for the Shad, who is only on 3 bases. He's sort of got an army, but Protoss is Human's army. The Shad making a little laughing, smiling face. Not happy about the map. I got 7, 9, 10 gateways total for Jux. Who is going to send up a probe and be like, oh, he's going to retake this base, huh? Alright, so here comes Jux coming up here with his big Protoss army. Shad definitely needs to get some Lurkers burrowed and not have them so clumped. No, don't have your Lurkers so clumped. And we see Jux nicely retreating back to the high ground. Needs a position to spread out his goons a little bit. Has a real nice army mix, pretty solid composition, about half and half. I don't like this decision to lead with Zealots, though. Leading with Zealots against Lurkers usually does not go well. Now pulling back. Storm's going down. I just don't know if there's enough units, though, to be honest, from the Shad, as there are still a ton of goons left. Is he making Zealots to reinforce with? No, he's actually making a pretty varied composition. And here comes more and more armies. Definitely needs more storms or needs to retreat out of here. There's one storm left on this Templar. Use it! Use it! You've got the storm! But he's not using it. He's not going to use it. And we see that somehow the Shad has actually cleaned up this army of Protoss, and he actually has Defilers out now. So Protoss is going to need to run away from this in a hurry. Although the good news is Protoss has 4 bases. But that was pretty sloppy. He suddenly decided, I'm going to lead with Zealots. He'd been doing a nice job with all of his engagements, but then all of a sudden here decided to lead with Zealots, and that definitely cost him quite a bit in that engagement, as he lost a large portion of his army. Got Karate and Reaper advanced. A lot of probes queued up here. And just continue to try and macro away, get an army up. Looks like he wants to go over and put pressure on and try to deny this 4th base. And we can see here Zerg in position, so he's going to try this counterattack again. Will he do a better job of this and not leave the Lurkers behind? He actually has Swarms now to accompany with him. There's one Templar for Storms that needs to go off. He's got 3 Storms. He needs to use them, though. He really needs to run the probes, Probes need to get out of there, especially with Lurker fields. Alright, he's moving all of the gas, but oh no, they're all clumped. Run them! Alright, he's going to be able to run them out away just in time. And now he's frantically trying to scramble and get his army back into place. Random Ling attack here, a good storm, but a lot of his Zealots dying, and the Lings are now with crack, which means they trade very effectively with a non-gas heavy army. Definitely needs to start adding and changing his composition up a little bit. As we see, this Nexus is under fire from the Shad. Being thrown down. This one Ling. Oh no. Oh no, please get units over here. It's just one Ling. Okay, finally wears off, but more and more stuff from the Shad is streaming in here to try and shut down Protoss' 3rd base from this Defiler play. Does he have any more storms left? Yes, he's got 1 storm. Use it. Alright, so whoa, that storm did not work out for him. Does nothing. And the Nexus is sniped, making it 3 base Protoss. Zerg is actually going to be able to successfully retake this base, as he was able to clean up Protoss' army. I mean, this would be a massive comeback for Zerg, who at one point was 4 base Protoss against 3 base Zerg. How are the supplies faring? 93. It's still a huge supply lead for Protoss, but Zerg is somewhat making a game of it, as Protoss is now limited to only 3 base at the moment, although he's taking the 4th back here, trying to maintain that lead. Zerg needs to be really careful with his army, though. Protoss now adding a few more of the gas units, the Archons, to deal with these cracklings. The Father throwing down some consumes. We'll see if he wants to swarm, plague. What's the plan here? Trying to get this army back. Now it looks like Protoss again wants to try and go and deny this Zerg 4th base. Can he do it? There's a good chance he can. Ultra's now on the field though. Not sure how I feel about 3 gas Ultras. But we'll see how it works out for the Shad, who looks like he's actually going to go and counter at this base. And there's no Templar for Storms, which is going to be really vulnerable. The Robo is not yet done. So Zerg is going to lose this base most likely. Although, if the Lings can somehow clean up these Archons, which he's target firing very nicely. Very nice job there with that. Reducing the gas units. Alright, here goes this. This attack needs to commence quickly, though. Oh, there actually is now a Templar there for Storm. So he'd probably be able to hold that off. We see more Zerg stuff trying to reinforce from the backside. If he gets off the swarms, though, he can definitely get this cleaned up. If he has Defilers coming for swarms. But I don't know if he does. Wasting a storm on an Ultra, although it does end up killing it. Alright, here goes this attempt. No, there's actually Reavers now. So Protoss looking very comfortable. Very secure in his lead, as this hatch is definitely now going to go ahead and fall. No way for the Shad to actually defend this. Trying to throw up a swarm, but swarm does not protect buildings, so it doesn't matter anyway. It will save the eggs, though. Alright, here comes more Ultra Ling coming in from the side. Does he have storms left over? Yes, he's got a few. He's got a few. Runs the Lings in on past him nicely. Ultra's attacking away, needs to move those goons back away. Goons do okay against Ultralists by themselves, but not so great against Ultra Ling. See more units here from the Shad, but this is really a bad spot. Protoss has retaken the 3rd, although has not transferred probes. Has this base. So it's like 5 base Protoss against 3 base Zerg, who's just getting everything denied. That one Ultra just chilling under swarm. And the Shad just kind of chilling on the ramps, not able to do a whole lot. There's actually a DT here, although there are Overlords, so that's going to die real fast. Boom, cleaned up. And finally, the last of these goons are going to go ahead and die. So he is able to clear that out, but at what cost? Protoss totally secure in this base. Drone already ready to go ahead and try and retake this expansion. Although the Shad is just so low on money at this point in time. He's very nearly mined out in almost all of his bases, but his main is super close to being mined out. Natural. I just don't think there's a lot that Zerg can do. There's a point where maybe the game could have tipped and gone his way, but Protoss was able to hold, secure some stuff, and take out that 4th base, putting Zerg into a really bad position. So this will probably be the last gasp from Zerg, who does not yet have Ultra Armor. So they are only +3 Ultralisks. And here comes everything Zerg has. Just going to try and charge into the natural. Not sure if this is really the best place to attack. If he has speed, the shuttles can quickly be ferried over these Reavers if needed. But it looks like he's not even opting that. Trying to do also an attack on the 3rd, but there's no Dark Swarm. He needs the Dark Swarm, but there's only 3 cannons, so maybe he'll overcome that. There's a Templar there, though. Protoss needs to react in both places. His natural is sort of raised right now. Although Zerg is just running so low and stuff. Alright, looks like he's being able to secure the natural. He's going to lose this base over here. But in the end, still not looking good for Protoss. As these Ultras are finally getting cleaned up. Should just go ahead and morph some of these Templars into Archons. There we go. Nice job with that. As that Ultra finally dies. This base very well defended. We see supply 115 for our Protoss versus 81 for our Zerg. I highly doubt you hear Hacklebeast. If you hear Hacklebeast, I would be very confused. I would not know what was going on with my stream. Swarm going up. Is he going to suck the Defiler? No. Alright, here we come. Ultras trying to come in from the other side to be cost effective. There's no Overlords though, so these Dark Templar can be really obnoxious. Zergling trying to get in there and pick off Templar, forcing Protoss to storm on top of his army. More Zerg stuff streaming on in here. He's trying to retake this base. Has a few Zerglings over here, but he's just running out of stuff. Alright, the Reavers are coming over. Needs to be careful though. There are Hydra, and Hydra are notoriously good against naked shuttles. Now dropping off the Reavers to try and hold nice storm going down on all the Ultras, actually getting a few of the Hydras too, and I think the Protoss will be able to hold this. The Shad being forced to go ahead and retreat. We actually, all of a sudden though, Protoss still has the economy, but the supplies in this game are very even. 101 all of a sudden versus well, okay, now Protoss remacroing versus 80. I mean, for as behind as Zerg is in this game, he's really made this somewhat of a game. Protoss should still be able to hang on for the win, as he does have these 2 bases, is adding a few more gateways over here, and leaving a few Reaver and Templar at home to defend. But as we can see right now, Zerg very low on money, has only these 2 bases, and this one is not even mining a drone transfer going. A little counter here from Protoss. It's 4 Zealots, 5 Zealots, and Zerg only has 5 Lings, and I think we know who wins that fight. So this is going to be pretty obnoxious to deal with. Although, if the Zealots come in 1 by 1, the Cracklings could do okay with that. They kill 2. They managed to kill 2, but he needs to get over and defend with the rest of his tiny army, as the Shad is just about bled dry. The Zealots are actually just starting to target fire the hatch. And again, will he be able to hold this base? I don't know. But look over here, we've actually got a drop in the main, or in the other main, going on right now, as he goes and tries to snipe this Nexus, which he will do. Which is actually leaving on Protoss on just 1 base. This game is getting certifiably a little crazy. Honestly, there's a chance if Zerg could somehow just hold on to this base. Now that Protoss has been reduced to just 1 mining base, and no way you can make gateways from here. But honestly, this is where Zerg can start being super annoying, and to start running Lings into here, into the main. There's a lot of things Zerg could do in this situation. So just trying to hold on to these bases. If he comes back and wins this game, that will be an insane comeback. Actually, Joke suddenly realizing GG. What a comeback from the Zerg player. I'm not convinced that was over for Protoss, but what a comeback from the Zerg player, who the entire game was down at one point was down 5 bases to 3, and the Shad comes back to win. Crazy stuff there. Juck's probably thinking, oh my god, how did this happen? So moving into the next game of Jux versus the Shad. Shad probably feeling great about that nice little comeback to get back into it and be deadly. Alright, so here we go. In the top right-hand corner, spawning as the red Protoss, conveniently for me, we have Jux, and in the bottom left-hand corner, as the orange Zerg, we have the Shad. The Shad does not like that map. Apparently found it hard to play. And Jux is probably just still kind of reeling, going, what happened? Whoa! Jux APM, going for July Zerg records there. So this looks pretty scary. See, Overlord is going to scout incorrectly for Zerg. And we actually see a pylon being made here. I'm pretty sure this is Sniper Ridge. Yeah, that looks like it. Overlord being made for Zerg. And Overlord is popping. Now we see 2 more drones, so it looks like we'll see 12 hatch. And no annoying probe there this time to deny that 12 hatch for the Shad. And here we go. Oh, hatchery. There we go. So we got the hatch from Zerg. Probe scout now just going to be arriving as we see Zerg. Is this a scout or a drone to take another hatch? Probably a scout, but so it would be a little early for hatch timing. I see there are 2 probes out. Fairly common for Protoss these days to double probe scout so they can respond accordingly to the pull timing and get the Nexus up as fast as possible. See, finally nothing here, so he's soon going to know Jux's location. He's gone ahead and gone for Nexus after Forge, which of course you can do against a 12-hat Zerg, especially a 12-hat Zerg in cross positions, but it really against any Zerg. It is not a 3-hatch before pull though. And we see that gateway is added. Should start to throw down a cannon or two now. Drone going to come in, be annoying, start attacking this probe here at the expansion. Has actually gone ahead and started his gas quite quickly. Actually getting gas before cannon, realizing it's cross position, so I just don't need to add the cannons that fast. There we go, one cannon being added. The drone is actually being super annoying, running around to different sides and attacking the cannon. So some cute little micro here from the Shad. Getting a few free hits in on those cannon shields as it warps in. And again, we're going to see this 3-hatch play from Shad. Would be Muta or Lurker again this time. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But already the game looking similar to last game. See, the second cannon is now going up. And Ling's on the way. Ling's on the way. 2 cannons now finished and has the core here, so just a nice little gap you can block with probably 2 zealots. And these Lings are obviously not going to be able to do anything. 4 Lings does not beat 2 cannons, sorry. I don't even know if they beat 2 cannons if they started on top of the cannons. It's blockable with 2 zealots. I don't know if it's that huge of a gap. I mean, this gap was pretty huge, but... Oh, okay, we've got Hydra speed. It's all in Zerg time! Zerg's favorite build. And he hasn't scouted yet. He's actually making 1 Hydra here and a few drones. So... the probe will see that Hydra, so he should respond with some additional cannons. Anytime they're Hydra that out that early, you've got to be worried. The only thing I wonder about here is how many cannons can he add with that pylon placement. Maybe he can get... he might be able to add 1, 2, 3. Okay, he might be able to add enough and get cannons in here, but kind of depends on how far this pylon covers. So you can put... yeah, it looks like you can put enough to be fine. Okay. So he should start adding those pretty soon, because he has seen the Hydra. There we go, 1 cannon being added. Now the question is, will we have dedicated Hydra, or is it just a fake to force cannons? A few Hydra being made. He's got speed for the Hydras. I assume he's going to get range. Usually you get range first, so that you can range down this wall. In fact, in this case, Protoss could actually lose his Cyber Core too, as a part of this wall. Third cannon added, another pylon being added, quite possibly so we can add more cannons. See, now the Hydra are coming up, and he is getting range now. Movement speed is already done, so these are quick Hydras. And presumably he's going to go quite quickly for his archives. Or maybe not. Alright, so the Hydra have arrived at the wall. Whoa, can they just attack the wall without even range? Okay, so he's going to start ranging the Cyber Core and the gateway. Going to pull those Zealots in back to the cannon so he doesn't lose them needlessly. And he's actually going to go ahead and focus down the core. So he's going to shut down any Dragoons for a while, which makes this presumably Lurker follow-up is going to be really strong. See if he gets Lurker if he goes Muta. But if he goes Lurker, it's going to be a really strong follow-up because Protoss will be late on Goons. Be careful with the Hydra, man. Be careful with the Hydra. There we go. Pulling back, repositioning it. Is he re-adding the core? He should. He should definitely re-add that core. He is not. It actually might not be a Lurker follow-up. It might be a Muta follow-up. We see he is expertly using these Hydras here to go ahead and snipe off all of Protoss' buildings. Gonna lose everything at that wall. Being forced to add more cannons too. Although obviously Zerg did not really commit to that. Only made a few more Hydras, mostly just drones. Spire about to be done. See if he starts to save for... actually made a few more Hydras than I thought. 2 hours making. We see the gateway has fallen. I don't know why these Zealots are coming in to attack these Hydra. This is probably not the best of ideas, as this can easily be microed away, especially if Shad takes the time to go ahead and do it. And moving back in, microing against these Zealots. Going to pick that one off as much as possible, but not quite. And the Corsairs are busy checking out what Zerg is doing there. Hydra's taking off a few a few hot shots at them. And at this point we do see, okay, so it is a muted transition. Is he continuing to break Corsairs? No. Oh no! Oh no, this is bad for Protoss. This is really bad for Protoss. The only saving grace he has is he's making a couple Templar, but at the same time, he's not continuing Corsair production, and he does not have a Cybercore right now. He doesn't have a Cybercore, and there are about to be a bunch of meters on the field. At best, he will have like an Archon, although he will have to stop and deal with these speed lots, which he will know about right now. Mutas need to go defend. Mutas need to go defend the speed lots. You're gonna lose your base, man. You're gonna lose your base. He's gonna lose his third if he doesn't get over there and defend. All right, here come the Mutas. Here come the Mutas. I think there's a pretty good chance he'll be able to take down this third base. Here we go. We'll see. Have to see how quickly he can start reducing his L count. Yeah, the third base is most definitely going to fall. Not going to be able to kill that anywhere near quick enough, and it does die. And all of this is going to cleaned up. Hydra's blocking the path of the retreat, so all of that is dead. But now comes the scary part. The follow-up needs to morph these into an Archon ASAP. Restart Corsair production. Cannons are going down, but he is in danger of losing everything to these Mutas as they follow up, because he's got nothing right now, and he doesn't even have a Cybercore to make Dragoons. Alright, so he's now morphing the Archon. He might just have to go and be forced to counterattack. That's about the only thing that maybe he can do in this situation. There's not even cannons done. He's got plenty of squares. Just going to start going for the morphing cannon. That one quickly dies. There's actually 2 Archons now. Someone's going to come down to micro. I don't know what the heck that was. That was silly. As random army from Zerg runs in. Needs to be really careful, though. Don't overstack these Mutas. If he spreads them out, he can actually just kill these Archons. He just unclump and spread out and kill these Archons, but maybe he's got great muted micro. We'll have to find out. Actually making a third Archon. Trying to micro. Oh, but he takes 1 hit already. Takes 2 hits. This is not good. Zerg needs to be really, really careful in this situation, because if he does lose this, these Mutas would definitely kind of swing the favor of the game a bit. Trying to use these 2 Corsairs and the Archon to defend. The Scourge threatening. Run away. Gotta be so careful, those Archons. Alright, finally gets rid of... Oh, but another hit. Oh no, these Mutas are so low on health now. They've taken 3 Archon shots. So this is getting really scary. They actually, in the end, did not do a whole lot of damage. The Archon's finishing just in time. And now we're going to see a speed lot Archon push. I'd really like to see him resume the Corsair production, though, just to have a chance. But, see what happens. Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, man, these Mutas are so low on health, so low on health. There's actually 1 random Templar in there, too. I don't know if Storm is researched, but he's got to be really careful. He's doing his best to try and micro around, taking pot shots on the Zealots as the Archons try to defend. But here comes the attack. Is he adding Sunkens at his bases? Not really. He's adding a second hatchery. Getting out Hydralisk, though, so he might have what he needs to defend this attack. Another Archon shot going down, and these Mutas so low in health, they're about to be completely dead. Here we go. This base, though, is still undefended. His army needs to get in position. He's made a lot of Hydras. He needs to get them in position. I don't know if there's a storm. If there is... No, there's not. It already was wasted on the Mutas. Alright, so here we go. Protoss moving in. This is not really the spot Protoss wants to engage these Hydras at, though, as that is into a tight, narrow choke. Terrible spot. We'll see how he tries to use his army here wisely. I think he should pull back, but he's trying to commit to this, but I don't like this decision to attack a bunch of Hydras in a choke where you can't get any surface area. He may just go and target fire the hatchery. I'm not sure. This Archon here getting focused down by the Hydras, and he is going to go from the hatchery. There's a good chance he can actually kill off the hatchery in its entirety. But he's not focusing on it. He's trying to fight Hydras. He's fighting Hydras in a choke. Why is he fighting Hydras in a choke? He's losing all of his army. It is now dead. Nothing remains other than this 1 Templar and this Corsair, which will fly over Hydras. That is a short path to no Corsair, and the Templar picked off. This is a bad spot for our Protoss hero, Jux, as it is 64 supply for the Zerg to a mere 61 from Protoss. More Templar being made, but he just doesn't have anything. Doesn't have anything. A DT being made in case of the Hydra bus follow-up. There are not storms here, though. If he moves in with the Hydra right now, this could be not good. Although, probably by the time he gets there and starts attacking, there will be a storm. And some more Zealots have come out, so he's probably safe. I don't know if he really wants to try and come out right now. This is a little risky, but there are storms done. We'll see if he tries to target the Templar. Definitely should spread those Hydras and be wary of these storms. Alright, nice job running away from that one. Doesn't take the big damage. Huge Hydra fallout. Protoss needs to go back home. Needs to go back home right now. Being forced to morph an Archon, which is going to get quickly picked off. DT is going to be annoying. Are there Overlords up here at all? Does he have speed for his Overlords even? That is the question. And I do not have an answer for you, as he's not moving any Overlords. No, definitely no speed. Alright, so here we go with these hydras moving around. And here we go, Sunken being morphed. And here is the DT. Gonna try and walk in here. Oh, this is not the best place for this DT. This DT is dead. Walking right into a huge cluster of Hydraling Lickers now being morphed for the Shad. As we see the supply is still very, very even. Alright, so here we go. What is the plan from Jux? Honestly, a Zealot Templar force is going to be pretty terrible against a Lurker force. Alright, so here comes the attack moving out. There are no Dragoons. Is he? Okay, finally rebuilt the core. I hope to God he's starting to make Dragoons. He's not, though. He's making only High Templar Zealot. Just going to leave him with, like, no options against these Lurkers of the Shad, who is very much in comfortable control of this game. See, Overlord's now moving out, getting some really nice map vision to see where Protoss goes and what Protoss is up to. And random Lurkers coming in here to try to deny the third. If they burrow in time, I don't know if there's an OBS. Now needs to run away. What is the status of his OBS? Please tell me there's an observatory. Oh, there's no OBS. No third base for Protassu. Lurker's kind of bugging out. Now gonna burrow. Now burrowing. Alright, there we go. If you lose all these Templar, though, that is one thick cluster of units. Really should kind of move that around and spread that out. Because that's not what you want to see happening. These Lurkers just being really obnoxious, kind of harassing these Templar. Opting not to waste any storms. That is a lot of storms, but that is a terrible army composition to fight a Lurker-based army. As we see, whoa, Hydra's running into the main front, realizing, okay, here comes Protoss. Should consider where his Lurkers are burrowed. Although he's got a decent number on the high ground here. Should just pull back to the Lurkers right now. Zealots are notoriously bad against Lurkers. Why is he attacking into a Lurker field? Why is he doing this? Run away, Protoss, run away. There we go. Alright, so is Protoss adding Dragoons now? I hope he is. Okay, yes, finally getting Dragoons. But he's just left with such a terrible mechanism. Some cute little burrows here from the Shad by these falling Lurkers. Actually, if he targets down Templar, so many Templar could die by these Lurkers, and it looks like he is aware of this and targeting them. One goes down. Can he get any more? Looks like he will actually only just get one, but still super obnoxious. Continuing to try and harass the back, but now there are OBS out, so he can clean up these obnoxious single Lurkers who have really softened up the shields on a lot of these outs. He's moving in now, trying to pick off the Templar with these lone Hydralisks. Tons of storms thrown down, but he does pick off a few of the Templar, and Zealots eat a lot of that storm, to be honest. The Templar count has been definitely reduced from the Shad. But he still doesn't really have the army composition he needs, and he might not even have range, although he's probably researched by now. This is just, you know, Protoss is in a really tough situation. Equal supply with the Zerg, doesn't have a third base, so he's going to try and bust this Lurker contain. But I'm not sure if that's the wisest idea because there's so much more forces here behind it. And here we go. He's moving in, trying to surround the Templar, forcing to waste storms right now. As Zerg needs to spread out. It looks like Zerg kind of just wants to go in for the kill, like right now. But he doesn't really need to do that. He's so far ahead. Protoss is just doing basically a 2-base all-in, and there's nothing he can do about it. It's got, what, 7 gateways? As Zerg continues to chase the Protoss army up here into this choke. Needs to get off. He's going to use it. His storm. Alright, Hydra pulling back nicely, not doing any damage there with that storm. And the rest of Zerg's forces kind of marshaled up on top of this hill, but there's just so little left from Protoss. All these lings running in on the Dragoons, Hydra mass over here. There's no storms left. That last Templar with storms is picked up. His lings turned in, and Jux says GG. Shad goes up 2-0. It was a 5-base P against a 3-base C at one point. So whoa! I don't need to make a game on Fighting Spirit. It's not what we're here for today. So we need game 3 of Jux versus the Shad on Aztec. Alright, so here we go. Jux spawning as the blue Protoss in the bottom right-hand position, and in the top position as the... I don't even know. I never decided what that color was. I'll call it white. The white Zerg, we have the Shad. I don't know if that's meant to be white and just has like a touch of not white to it. But anyway, the Overlord for Shad is going to scout incorrectly. And it looks like Jux is... Actually, we don't know yet. Presumably going to Forge Fast Expand. Has done it in all the past games. And it looks like that's what he'll be going for this game as well, as he is going up on the high ground to build a pylon. There we go. Shad saying, oh, a little bit of bad manner. What a bad manner here, saying, you mad, question mark. If he is mad, Jux is probably steaming now. And we see this Overlord from the Shad coming down to scout. And the pylon is up. And the spawning pool is down. Oh, okay, so if you guys weren't paying attention to the chat, no one explaining the situation behind it. So the Shad's "you mad" was not motivated by bad manner. What happened was Shad asked Jux to see the map preview, and Jux said no and just like started the game. So, okay. So it looks like if anybody was being bad man in this situation, it would actually be Jux. He was trying to do a little bit of probe harass. We've been trying to deny this expansion from Zerg. See, the Forge is up. Expansion being denied a little bit. Here we go. Will he be able to get this down at some point? Probe doing a decent job of being pretty annoying. So close, but not quite. Oh, just perfectly being denied. Being as obnoxious as possible. Alright, pylon made. See if he just makes the out of position hatchery. So every game we've seen the 2-base initial play from Shad. We have not seen the modern style of 3-base Zerg, opting only for taking his 3rd base after getting Lurkers and or Mutas. Although I will give QPlay credit, he did say GG even after losing, after being ahead 5 bases to 3. And second cannon is morphing in, as well as a gateway there. Looks like that will be a 2 zealot gap. And the 3rd hatch will be added. So again, we're going to see this 3 hatch play from the Shad. First game he went Lurker, 3 hatch Lurker. Second game he went 3 hatch, sort of fake Hydra Bush, non-committal with just a few Hydras, sniped everything off on the wall, and then transitioned to Muta and then to Lurker, and we'll have to see what he goes for this game. If he's really D+, I'd be surprised by D+. Seems a little bit stronger than D+. Decent macro, okay army control. I mean, it's not great, but I don't know. It seems like it'd be stronger than D+ play. Zergling's chasing the probe. And here goes the probe scouting around. And a whole bunch more lings popping on out. Creep colony being added. See the Citadel. Are we skipping Stargate? Are we skipping Stargate? Yes, we are skipping Stargate. So if this turns out to be Mutalisk, Le Mutaliska will not be fun. We'll see if he takes this anytime soon. Oh man, if this turns out to be Mutalisks, that would be really unfortunate for the Shad. The Sunken is actually up to deny that, and I don't think he's going to be able to see that the gas was building back there. So we'll see if any Stargate is going to be morphed in at all, or warped in, or whatever you want to call it. At the moment, no, not mining the gas here at the natural. No upgrade. We're going to see leg speed. There we go, okay. So it's going to be a leg speed push with no +1 off of 4 gateways. And if this is a Mutalisk transition, oh guys, look at this. This is Muta transition. This is Muta transition against 4-gate Zealot with no Stargate. This does not look good for Jux. He might need to lay down a few extra Sunkens to survive the attack, but at this point, I don't know. This is not going to work out too well. Probably produce 1 round of Zealots from these gates and then go. That's what it looks like to me. How will the Spire timing compare? Spire's pretty close to being done. Could really do with an extra Sunken, but he has not floated the Overlord in yet to see this gate count. So I don't know if he knows this is coming. Alright, here come the Zealots moving out right now. They do not have +1 though. So Lings are reasonably strong against them. Yeah, that's actually a valid question. Do you really need the second gas? Alright, so the Spire's done. Needs to make the Mutas though now. Needs to make his Mutas. Please tell me you're going to make the Mutas. What? He's making Lings. Why is he not making the Mutalisks? Alright, there we go. Mutas being made. Is he getting Archives? Yes. Okay, so he might have an Archon to defend the Muta when they get back. Alright, he's made a few more Lings. And he's hatching Muta now. So he'll have no problem deflecting this 4-gate attack. Oh, I assume or Stratos meant for Protoss. Because it doesn't really seem like he needs 2 gas just to do a little +1 speed seal push. Alright, so here we go. Meteor are done, and they are going to move out right now. I hope he's making Templar back at home. Or maybe just so he can make a whole boatload of Templar. He's not making Templar, though. He's following it up with more. The sooner he can leave with these Mutas and get to Protoss' base, the sooner this is going to go well for the Shad. As these Zealots are going to run here, obviously going to get completely obliterated. Going to try and run into the main and be annoying, but at this point, they're all but cleaned up. Just 1 remaining. A few Lings picked out. Alright, this picked off. Nice little Muta control there by Shad. Quickly getting out of the way. Cannons being added, realizing, oh no, this is not good. He's actually getting Storm, pushing out with another clump of Zealots, but honestly, I'm not even sure he needs to worry about that. Trying to add a cannon, but please tell me you canceled and switched. Yes, he did cancel, or maybe just finished and switched Templar. But when he gets here, there are no Templar. Honestly, if he just camps the gateways and kills the first few Templar, this game is going to be so over. Going to pick off those cannons, just keep the Archons from morphing, and he will easily be able to go and take this game. Pick off the Templar, pick off the Templar. Can he get one in time? Nobody can kill the Archon as it morphs, which is the next best thing, and we see that one is going to get picked off easily, no problems. Should probably kill it. Nice little job actually there, bouncing back and forth. Being forced to run. 1 stray Templar popping. This one is going to get picked off. He's going to be left with no Archons. Will cannons at the natural finish? I don't know. He's picking off probes, actually, not the Templar. There actually is Storm done, so he needs to be slightly wary of that. If enough energy gets out for a Storm, he could Storm the Mutas. See, the Zealots actually have done a nice job, though, running by into the main, so they're going to cause a little havoc in the main. But Protoss is really raised, preventing the formation of Archons. Nice job there by the Shad. These Zealots, though, are doing a little bit of damage. Drones now being run away over to the natural hatchery. As these Muta continue to camp the gateways, actually now switching back into only Zealots. As he's going to go ahead and kill down, focus down the Nexus. 1 Archon is going to be morphed, which might be enough to defend this natural Nexus against this. These Zealots, I guess the Lings slowly whittling away at the Zealots, cleaning them up as they don't have the +1, so they're not that effective against Lings. Could do with a little better surround, though, but this might be enough Lings. Actually, just go and clean this up. This Zealot falls, that Zealot falls, and that Zealot falls. So all the Zealots are cleaned up now. The main is raised to Mutas. Protoss is in a terrible, terrible place. And Jux saying GG, the Shad moves on 3-0. Alright, so we will be going into, I believe, our final set of games for today, which will be Leg 2, guys, which I know Bakuru has expressed interest in, and a few others, so we are definitely going to have Leg 2 get casted here once I find out where those reps went to. Um, Alright, let's move these replays on over. Desktop, replays. So to me, what it looks like is that I have reps of